So people are getting fired over posts, not just any post, but vile, evil, mockery posts about Charlie Kirk's assassination. So it seems like a lot of people are making a public celebration about the whole situation. Now I asked myself, what is this senseless act about? Because just because you don't agree with someone's opinions on something, it does not mean that you should wish bad luck or you should wish evil upon them. So a lot of people are getting fired, a lot of them. And what puzzles me the most and what's disappointing for me is that these people are not just like ordinary people. They're not just like, these people are teachers, nurses, doctors, high educated, qualified people who are working for big companies, and they're posting these vile posts mocking the death of Charlie Kirk. So I couldn't help but notice how Charlie Kirk treated other people, right? There was never a day Charlie Kirk stood up and hit someone or insulted someone or did anything that is violent to someone because he does not necessarily agree with their opinion. I mean, Charlie Kirk treated people with so much respect, and even when they would insult and disrespect him, he would still treat them with respect. I mean, hundreds and thousands of students will come for him and they would insult him. Like, why can't you just walk away? If you see that, okay, this is not meant for me, I don't want to hear none of his speeches or whatever debates, I don't care, you just walk past him. But these students will come to him, some people will come at him, and even not in like in the university that he will go and visit, but people even online, cyberbullying. People will come at him, say all sort of negative things. He will still treat them with so much respect and dignity. So I asked myself, what is this senseless behavior about? And a lot of these people, I'm certain that a lot of these people who are commenting, making this a mockery, they have kids, they have parents, they have families. That I'm sure of. Some of them, if not all of them. So if something like this happened to one of them, would they still treat the situation the same? If your parent, your mother or your father is assassinated because someone on the street did not agree with their opinion and they end up killing them, would it be okay? Sometimes you really have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Like, before you make a mockery of something, really put yourself in that person's shoes and be like, if something like this happened to me, how would I react? How would I want to be treated? How would I want my family to be treated? Some things you really have to point them on yourself. So a lot of people are losing jobs. They are like going down like flies and they don't care. They are failing to understand one simple thing here. Charlie Kirk was not just a political activist, someone who was practicing his right of freedom of speech. Charlie Kirk was an entrepreneur. He secured his family. These people who are making a mockery of him, they're failing to understand that Charlie Kirk was an entrepreneur and he was making millions and millions for his family. So his family is secured financially for life. And they're making a mockery of him and they're getting fired from their 9 to 5. They're getting fired from their jobs. They might not be employed for the longest time. They are fully dependent on their work. that they got fired from by just making silly, stupid posts. They're fully dependent, financially dependent on those jobs. They traded their bread over post. And the decision that they took, it's not reversible. On the other side, Charlie Kirk's family is going to be well taken care of. These are things that they should have thought about. They're thinking that, oh, we're just going to make a fun field about this thing. They are putting their bread on the line over something that is stupid and silly. Just because you don't like someone and you don't agree with what they believe in or what they think, it does not mean that you should make posts diminishing them. My videos are not to diminish anyone. My videos, I have my opinions, but I make sure that I put constructive criticism first. I don't diminish anyone. I can't do that. I'm a human being. So they fail to understand that Charlie Kirk's family is going to be well taken care of for life. And they are losing their jobs because of those silly posts. Imagine losing your job that is paying you good money over a silly, stupid post. You could have kept quiet. What happened to being silent? If you don't know what to say, you can keep your opinions to yourself. These people were bold enough to go and even post them publicly on international platforms. Why couldn't you keep your mouth shut? I understand that there are a lot of people who did not necessarily agree with what Charlie Kirk stood for. I understand that. But you have to also note that this was someone else's husband. He's a husband, he's a father, he's a brother, he's a son to someone. You did not necessarily agree with him. It's fine. That's on your side. And one thing about Charlie Kirk, he did not shove his belief on anyone's throat. This man would come with facts. He would debate with you on facts, not what he thinks or what he believes in. He would come with facts. You can't come with your opinions. No, this man would come with facts. So Charlie Kirk was not only a political activist, an author, or a media personality. This man was also an entrepreneur, a deep researcher. So he would come with facts and point out facts. That is why I think one of the reasons that they assassinated him is because they knew that they wouldn't win on a fair fight with Charlie Kirk. That is why they did that coward move on him. They knew they wouldn't win on a fair fight. Charlie Kirk was an unleashed beast. He would come with facts. Go head on with facts, not with opinions. Fact is something that you cannot erase or make up. Facts are facts, and that's where it ends. You can't say a man can get pregnant, a woman cannot get pregnant. That is insane. Only a woman can give birth to a child. And that is undeniable evidence. A man cannot give birth to a child. Even the way our wombs are constructed, it's impossible for a man to even carry a child. A man has his parts to play just as a woman has her part to play. These roles complement each other. Charlie Kirk knew too much, and they knew that, okay, we can't have that. This person is shedding so much light to young people, and we want them confused and stagnant. So he has to go. That's why they eliminated him. But they did not know that they are actually multiplying him to be even more, because this man was so smart to the point that he's an author, right? So he wrote hundreds and hundreds of books. that they can never erase. They can never erase that. His books are out there. There are a lot of people who have the hard copy, even if they can try to twist and turn. There are a lot of people who have the original copies. That man poured out his heart to his books, podcasts, politics, and Christianity, freedom, love, and marriage, as well as family. So he did not only speak, he poured out his heart on his books. And I saw a post that his books, after his assassination, after that incident, his books, they sold like hotcakes. A lot of people bought his books. So you can see that they tried to wipe him off, but as a matter of fact, they actually multiplied him. They said the sales shoot up high. A lot of people were like, oh my goodness, this is a wake-up call. I have to get his book. I have to get his book. A lot of people, they bought his books. The sales went up. People bought his books like crazy. That man was not ignorant. He had so much wisdom. And I really believe that we all have the right of freedom of speech. And just because you don't necessarily agree with someone, it does not mean that you have to wish bad upon them. Like, that's not right. That's not cool. That's wrong on so many levels. You are also entitled to your own opinions because you have a right to freedom of speech. And that's where it ends. So at least let's show compassion, because this is not just a public figure. This was someone's husband, someone's father. His kids are now fatherless, and that would never be able to be reversed. But they will grow up and know and see who he really was. He was not only a father, but he was a hero to many people. And for people who are also thinking of posting vile things, like, just hold that back. Hold it back. Have it, just keep it to yourself. If you don't have anything good to say, just keep your mouth shut. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard, because if you keep your vile opinions and you post them, you don't keep them, you post them online, you risk losing a lot of things. And on Charlie Kirk's side, it's not going to be like that. His family is going to be well taken care of for the rest of their lives, whether you agreed with his opinions or not. Some battles, they are just losing battles. You don't even have to engage in them. You can't deny that Charlie Kirk had so much power and influence, and he stood firm on what he believed in. You can't take that away from him and his family. He built a legacy. You are posting evil posts. Those two, they're just so different, even their weight. That man built a legacy. You are posting posts, evil posts. That man built a legacy that would forever stand. He will always be remembered. He will be written in history books. And what about you and that evil post that you got fired for? Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. It was not worth it. Not on one angle or any different angle. So let's respect each other and respect people who are no longer with us, even if you did not necessarily agree with their opinions or anything. And that's it for today's video, guys. Do let me know what you think on the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next upload.
It takes no skill and no talent and no self-restraint whatsoever just to follow your flesh. An animal can do that. A dog can do that. You know what mature people do? Mature people say no to what feels good, and they pursue what is good. And far too often on college campuses, we have these grown boys, and I'm talking to a lot of you in this audience, and it's time for you guys to up your game. It's time for you guys to stop doing just what feels good all the time. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go get, blackout drunk till 2 a.m. and hook up with some stranger. No. If you want to stay in the lower standard, a miserable cycle of debt and suffering and depression, lack of community, go do that. Instead, on a Saturday night, say, you know what? I'm going to hang out with some friends that are not going to drink, are not going to, engage with this stuff. And then maybe on Sunday morning, I'm going to go to church, or I'm going to go to mass, and then I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to study. Who will be happier? You know I'm right. Who will be happier?